Well, today is Friday, so day number 4 of my training, and I didn't do anything yesterday in terms of a video because all I did was I watched some videos mostly about safety, PPE, personal protective equipment, basically how to protect yourself on a job site. And there was like 9 videos, a bunch of tests. Man, it took me like 2 hours. So they put you in front of a computer, lock you in the room, no cell phone, go. And then we had a classroom for 1 to 3, and that's what I have today. Today is the last day when I don't have a machine time, right? So, and just to show you how dedicated I am, time now is 11:04. My class starts at 1 and I'm already here. You might wonder, what the heck am I doing 2 hours early? Well, because I want to see how these guys train. And the thing is, when I usually come over for my class, like at 12:30, 12:45, they all have a lunch break. 12 to 1, everybody parks their machine. But now I see over there, I have my camera, like that's what I used yesterday to do a tracking video. Love this new lens. So that's my 24-70. Perfect. Here it would be like my other lens would be perfect, like 105mm. So when I go home today, I'm gonna bring a 105 lens, because that would really, I want to show what they're doing over here. I see one guy finished, probably going for lunch or something, but it's only 11 o'clock. So I see the rock truck parked, and I see a grader parked, 2 excavators, 3 excavators. But over there I see a dozer working. I see 1 excavator in the middle, oh yeah, it's working as well, doing something. And then there's 1 on the right, and then 1 in the back. And then on the other side of this, what do you call it, windrow, I think I see a backhoe, and I see a like the top of the roof, my wheel loader. Right, there's an old one over there, but I think that's the one they use. So let me switch to my camera. Oh wow, this guy drives a like a Beamer, like 7 Series. And a lot of guys here, by the way, I'm still kind of like perplexed. How come at 61 years old I cannot afford to pay $25,000 for an all-inclusive program, all 6 machines, but I can't? Well, first off, why would I do that? Is basically, from what I understand, the trick is you learn 1 machine well, right? And then you get a job, probably at first couple of weeks as a laborer, just signaling the guy, let's say in my case in a wheel loader, and then probably eventually they're gonna give you the keys and you start operating the loader, and then they're gonna train you, right? Because it's all heavy equipment operator. Of course, the excavator, it's different, very different from the loader, but I'm pretty sure once I master the loader, I can probably do some bulldozing or some jump in a grader, because those are similar machines, right? Grader, wheel loader, or maybe even like a log loader, or they have track loaders. And actually today I've been reading that Bible they gave us, that big book, and that book contains information about all the machines. I'm guessing they just created 1 book, and it's for that 6-week program. And so I read the sections on loader, and basically it tells you major parts of the machine with diagrams on how to do a pre-trip. Gives you even like a sample inspection sheet, where you can check off boxes, and then tells you that I was a bit surprised when I read that they say most employers will inspect operators to conduct basic repairs. I'm like, okay, what the heck, what kind of basic repairs do you expect me to do on a wheel loader? And it looks like on the list there was a air filter change, fuel filter change, some bucket repair or replacing teeth on the bucket, you know, like the edge or something. And I'm guessing on a grader they expect you to when it's necessary change the blade. But I don't know, I've been watching, I keep watching a bunch of videos about loaders. I love these machines. I don't know, they seem to be easier to understand than excavators, you know, even though I can move them right in a straight line, but just you need much more coordination with an excavator, you know, like hand coordination to dig a ditch or, you know, stuff like that. So that's why my first two choices were dozer and wheel loader. But then somebody said dozer, it's like, you know, very bad for older people, lots of vibration, basically you can get sick. And so wheel loader is a bit more gentle, but pretty much does the same. So it's all in the bucket. Oh, that's what I also read in the loader section, is that there's a bunch of different types of buckets. So some of them can duplicate the function of a dozer, right? Then there's another bucket for a lighter material with a taller, you know, back wall for something light, I don't know, like sand. And then there's other buckets for like something, you know, like rocks, right? There's all kinds of buckets with the cutting edge, without the cutting edge. And so most machines, of course, has a quick disconnect, right? So you just drop one bucket, pick up another one, and off you go into the distance. Okay, let's switch to the camera. What else did I want to say? Oh, I'm supposed to meet my former colleague, the freight agent, because he said he was working today from remotely. I think he's in Red Deer, which is like 30 clicks north. But I already checked out of my hotel, right? So I'm gonna, if I don't hear from him, my class ends at 3. So I'm just gonna drive 85 clicks south to Calgary and enjoy the weekend. And then Monday morning I have to be here at 6:45, because Monday is the first day when I'll have hands-on time in the machine. And so 6:45 they have one of these buildings over there. That's where the kind of like a pre-plan meeting starts, right? Just you know, as if it's a construction site. So you get in there, and they gave us log books. I never knew that you have to keep a logbook with a heavy equipment, with a piece of heavy equipment. And so basically there'll be like 15 minutes you know, instructage in Russian, right? Meeting with the manager or whatever, supervisor. And then probably my first day, I don't think I'll be doing a lot of driving or operating. They'll probably teach me, you know, the walk around, the inspection, different parts, controls inside. Maybe they'll let me drive in a straight line, which I'm pretty positive I can do. And then I'm gonna drive back, and I have to pick up a package, you know, at one of my guns. I'm in love with that Holosun red dot sight. So I have that on my Ruger, I have that on my Mossberg, and this Charles Daly, the Turkish M4, I did not have it on. And last time I was on the public land, for some reason I couldn't even hit the metal gong from like 50 meters, whereas it was quite easy with the Mossberg that has a red dot and it's sighted, right? But this one just has regular sights, and so I couldn't do it. So I ordered another Holosun, and I checked my email tracking, you know, and it says it arrived, but because I missed it, now I have to go to a post office to pick it up. Okay, so you see the excavator on the right. It's probably heading back to the parking for the lunch break. And it's a small one. It looks like one of these, right? And that one is over there. Oh, that one is also moving. Okay, and then you see on the top there, in the distance, right in the middle of the frame, that's that little dozer on top of that sand hill, or what is it, windrow, right, they call them. And then over there, that's a backhoe on the left. Well, now in the center of the frame. And I'm pretty sure there was a loader somewhere there. So I see these guys are, and I see they have a lot of John Deere equipment. So this excavator, it's a John Deere. and these ones all John Deere. Oh, by the way, wanted to say that you see that truck over there with the rock trailer over there in the distance, like in the middle of the frame, you see that it's like a plant, and you can see there's a loader working there. Because that's what I might end up doing. I see that loader, basically he's taking the material from that stockpile on the right, and he loads that into those bins. And that must be either a concrete plant or asphalt plant or something, but that's like a typical role of a loader, is to do that, work at some kind of a facility like that, concrete or asphalt or something, right? So that's probably some kind of an aggregate, which now I learned means a mixture of sand and rock, right? Okay, where is it, by the way? Well, they went for coffee or something, I don't know. But I see a huge bin, like a white bin, which is now in the middle of the frame. So that's where he picks up material from that stockpile and he puts it on top of that bin, and he does it all day long. Okay, you see these guys? Yep, shoot. That's why I can never see them working. You see, like, time now is what, probably 11:30, and they're already shutting down for lunch. And where's the supervisor? Usually there's another one coming. So yeah, they're all coming for lunch. Okay, I'm gonna put it down. Yeah, and those guys over there, so they keep, actually, yeah, so these guys, you see that loader in the distance there, he's loading into the bin. And so it looks like these guys, the trucks, they bring that material that's stockpiled, and then the loader's job is to keep those bins full. Okay, and that's a happy operator. Happy operator. You see, we have to wear PPE all the time here. Oh, that's a what is that? Oh, that's a small, what do you call it? No, that's not a toilet. I don't know what that is. Oh, it's some kind of supply. So he got a grease gun. He got a grease gun. Oh yeah, by the way, that was one of the roles they said the employer would expect from a loader operator or any kind of equipment operator, is greasing. And you see, that's what this guy is doing. He's greasing the connections on the bucket there, on the end of the stick. See, like, everybody's coming back. You see, that's it. So the excavator, the dozer over there in the distance, coming back. So the two hard-working guys that are still working are the backhoe, and all I see is just basically the flashing light over there on top of that windrow. It's pretty much impossible to see, and somewhere there is my loader. And you see the rock truck is still parked over there behind the sign, and that's where they park. And one more loader is over. No, that's the grader. You see that yellow piece sticking out behind this black car? And that guy is doing something, some kind of a post-work inspection. But this is really fun. That's why I love the school boys and girls, is because look how much space they have. They have their own field, right? They have their own field, so there's lots of room, where to practice. So you can dig trenches, you can, learn bulldozing, and they have that rock truck over there. So for me, it would be cool to learn how to load the truck. Okay, so I see the pattern over here. So I'm guessing this is the end of the day. So if they start at 7, right, so the meeting is at 6:45, and then they start driving the machine at 7, and they promise you 5 hours. For me, it's 5 hours times 10, so 50 hours, 5 hours per day. So this is the end of the morning shift, and it looks like all of them are greasing the machines and all of them are cleaning the tracks. Basically, they have a shovel and they have to walk around and clean the dirt inside the tracks. So very exciting. And then they grease. They grease mostly. I see they use nipples on the boom and the stick and near the bucket there. So basically they prepare the machine for the PM shift. I think there's also a PM shift, but I don't think now they have enough students. And the loader is back. The loader is parking, so yeah, that's it. So they finish, what is this, like 11:24. Somebody sends me a text message. Just wanted to say hi. No name, nothing. Watch you on YouTube all the time. Cool. But I don't even know your name. Well, at least now it's easy for people to get in touch with me. Oh, might be selling a dozer soon. Looks like, you know, people trust me to help them sell equipment, you know, right? So I helped that guy from Minnesota, I think, sell a truck, an RGN trailer, and then in indirect way I helped another guy sell a truck. Well, I was promoting it, but then he found the buyer himself, but still he paid me a couple of bucks. And now I have another friend reach out saying that he'll pay me a small commission if I help him sell a dozer. Nice. So basically from my experience, there's more money in equipment, you know, trading, selling, working, operating, than in freight or trucking or brokerage. Yeah, so the guy's pretty much finished. You know, at first I couldn't understand why they were parking the sticks almost parallel to the ground, and then I understood why, because they're trying to bring the top of the boom as close to the ground as possible, because that's where there's some nipples are, right? And it's hard to reach them if you park in a regular way, you know, where you fold the stick and put the bucket on the ground. So they just keep the stick and boom in one line and they lower it. And this way, because these are small machines, this way you can just get on your toes and you can reach that thing and that grease joint. Basically, it's where the boom and the stick connect. So this is what it is. That's where I will be practicing starting Monday for the next 10 days, probably in that John Deere over there, wheel loader, because that one seems to be parked there all the time in front of the shop. So they probably have only one operational, that one over there. And so yeah, like I started to say that I don't have $25,000 to pay for all the machines, and it just doesn't make financial sense, because I think most companies will train you on site. Like, I'm still thinking about this crazy mine in BC, 300 clicks away. It's just that I really hate, you know, alternating day shifts and night shifts, but that's what they require. So they teach you for free how to drive a rock truck, no experience required, but you expect it to work 12-hour days 4 days on, 4 days off, and then 4 nights on, 4 nights, 4 days off, and then again days off. So it's always alternating. It's very bad. And I'm still watching that loader. Must be a big one, because it actually seems pretty big even from this distance. Okay, we'll get a better picture when I'm coming Monday. Well, I'll come back Monday. I'm gonna bring my 105mm lens. So this is 70, 105, so it'll be a bit closer, and also it'll be more useful for filming guys practicing, because unfortunately our regulations here, when I went through orientation, actually wait a second, that loader is working, the guy is moving it, but I think it's a Volvo. Yeah, it's not a John Deere, it's a Volvo. Is it a Volvo? Yeah, I think it's a Volvo, because I see in the back it starts with L, like the make, the model L, and that's typically a Volvo. So yeah, okay, cool. So that's working. Actually, I would love a Volvo to practice on a Volvo instead of John Deere, because I've been watching some videos, and Volvo loaders, they seem to be superior, you know, in terms of operator comfort and technology inside. Yeah, definitely. I see the Volvo logo on the radiator from here. And you see those gravel trucks, so now they're coming back empty, I'm guessing. Yeah, so they dropped the material over there, and now they're going back. And actually, look, there's an open mine in the distance over there behind that green hill. So this is a good location for training center like this, you know. Nobody bothers you, you can do whatever you want. And then yeah, so when you are out there, you need to have full PPE. But just sitting here and going into the classroom, the only limitation is they said no tank tops and no shorts. But actually yesterday I saw a guy in shorts in classroom, but he was very big, probably like 350 pounds, so I'm guessing the instructor didn't want to argue with him. I'm only 190 pounds, so I think if I change, by the way, right, I told you guys, so these pants, I love these cargo pants, they can be changed to shorts, but I'm only 190 pounds, so I'm guessing somebody will knock me out and make me change them back to pants. Yeah, I think Volvo loaders are cool, you know, even though I don't like Volvo trucks, never liked them, even though my first truck, when I started back in 2005, right, you remember the story? I did the smart thing. I found a job first before going to school and spending money. Like you see here, I'm doing the opposite. This is a bit silly, but I couldn't find anybody who would hire me except the stupid mine in BC. But what I did with trucking, right, I knew that you must be very careful, otherwise I heard stories of people, you know, they would go to school, spend like back then like 3 grand, 5 grand Canadian, and then nobody hires them, like, you know, as a trucker. Why? Because they went to a bad school, because some schools have bad reputation, right? And then everybody wants experience, just like with construction, right? And so what I did, I was calling everybody, I was looking through ads in the magazines, like in trucking magazines, trying to find an employer that hired people with no experience. And I found Challenger Motor Freight out of Cambridge, Ontario. I call them and I said, do you hire people without experience? They said, yeah, we have our own training program, and that's what made this particular company different. Because, you know, otherwise it's not just that they're bad people, you know, that they don't want to hire people without experience. It's the insurance. The insurance company dictates to them who they can hire. Like I remember when I was independent, I asked my insurance agent, I said, can I hire, let's say if I decide so, can I hire a driver? And they told me the terms. They said must have at least 3 years of experience, you know. And so, you know, if I hire them, I can lose somebody without experience, I can lose coverage, or they will refuse to extend my policy for the next year, right? But these guys, they had some kind of a deal with the insurance company saying that they will retrain people with no experience, and they will provide another 14 days of training, you know, like one-on-one, classroom plus driving. And that's probably what the insurance company decided that was good enough. And so these guys said, yeah, just come here once you have the driver's license. And I asked them, I said, do you care what school I go to? And they said, no, as long as you pass the test at the Ministry of Transportation, and you come here with a driver's class 1 or AZ, which is tractor trailer with air brakes, we'll hire you. Cool. And so that's what I did. That's the best thing you can do before spending any money on training, right? And so they told me they didn't care about what school I go to, and so I found the cheapest school somewhere. I think I paid like 2,000 bucks at some Polish school in Mississauga, Ontario. And then I still didn't feel totally confident, like especially with backing, you know, always a problem for new drivers, right, with a trailer. And so then I found another school where I just took driving lessons, right? I didn't need any more classroom, any more computer time. I just wanted to drive. And so I think they charged me 50 bucks an hour back then. So let's say I come over for, you know, 2 hours a day, so $100. And so I spent another 1,000 over there out of my own pocket. And then I failed twice. Once with backing, and the other time the inspector did not like that my wheels were on the line between the lanes, you know. I'm guessing she was right. I still did not have the feel for the size of the truck, you know. And she said, you are straddling the lane. What? And I did something else, and so she failed me. But then third time is the charm, right? That's where I pass. And it was with this company where I was taking these one-on-one just driving classes. And this was a Russian school. And one of the reasons I went there is because they had a deal with the out-of-town testing center, where it was easier to pass. You know, it was not as busy, and inspectors, testers were not as angry, you know. Whereas if you try to do it in Toronto, you know, like in a big city, it's difficult. That's where I failed twice, right? But then we went to this small town 100 kilometers away from Toronto, and the tester, or the inspector who was sitting with me in the truck, he's a former trucker, you know. So he felt kind of like compassionate. So as long as you didn't screw up too bad, he would let you pass. And so I was so happy. I still remember I came back. Came back with that, you know, test results. Went to the Ministry or Department of Transportation in US, right? Got the license. I was almost like crying, and I had nobody to tell the news to. So I called my brother, 5,000 kilometers away in Moscow, Russia, and he was like a bit amused why I'm so excited. I said, Alex, I got it, man. Third time, right? Failed twice, and third time I finally got it. So I remember it was one of the happier days in my life, you know. When I got that license, I was so excited. And then I got hired. I spent 1 week with a trainer at Challenger Motor Freight, 1 week domestic, where we're just doing like a city deliveries, and then they put me on a truck with a guy, and we were doing trips to US, you know. And then they finally, after everything, they gave me my own truck. Unbelievable. And that's why I started saying this. So my first truck was a Volvo, like I don't know, 6-7 years old, but still in good shape, like a regular truck. and I was just moving dry van trailers, you know, like all over US and Canada. So that was good. Those were the days. So that was 2005. So I was what, 38? I was 43 years old. So that's when I started. And then 2007 I got that Yellow International. 2015 I think I got the Mac. And then 2018 I got my last truck, K-Whopper T880. And then from 17 to 22, that's when I was independent, and I was trucking, and that's when I had actually plenty of experience, you know, like doing basic operation of these machines, just to load, unload. But yeah, I feel more confident, you know, as a heavy equipment operator. I feel more confident either with those two, either the wheel loader or the rock truck. I'm pretty sure I can do the rock truck. All I have to learn, and actually I did it, is how to raise the bucket. And actually I remember once I was picking up a rock truck, and it had been raining the past week, and so the bucket was full of water. And so after I loaded it, I found the little lever that raises the bucket, checked the space above for any wires, and I just tilted it, you know, to let the water out. So yeah, I feel confident I can operate that one. So I actually gonna change my resume. You know, now in the top of my resume it says looking for a position as a wheel loader operator. I'm gonna change it, and I'm gonna say looking for a position as a wheel loader operator or rock truck operator. Even though I didn't have any training, but how bad can it be, you know, in a single truck with no trailer? The only difference between that one and a semi truck is that it's articulating, right? So it's but I drove them, like, what the heck? So anyway, I just wanted to show you guys the yard, the space. I love it. I love it, and that's why I came here 2 hours earlier. And really looking forward to Monday, to when I get to play with that awesome machine. Thanks for watching.